Amazon Prime Day 2024 has been announced, and here is everything that you should know. The dates this year are going to be July 16th and 17th. So, why is Prime Day such a big deal? Well, it typically sees a giant surge in consumers coming to buy on the platform due to deals, and Amazon just in general marketing their own platform and the sellers on it. So, how big of a surge are we really talking? Well, in previous years, we're looking at sometimes up to a 12x type of surge. Amazon themselves last year for Prime Day 2023 saw 12.7 billion in sales. So that typically is going to show around a 12x compared to Amazon's normal, which is about $1.5 billion per day. So that's a huge increase for just one single day of sales. I also saw around 350 million different products being sold last year, and consumers coming onto the platform specifically for Prime Day when they typically wouldn't even shop on Amazon to begin with. So, how is it that someone can really take best advantage of this? There's a couple different ways, really. The first and foremost thing that you should be doing, checking your inventory. We are past the deadline, technically, which is June 20th, for getting inventory in before Prime Day. That being said, you are not necessarily too late. That is just when Amazon guarantees that your inventory will be ready for Prime Day. So you should still be coming over to your FBA inventory tab and checking, making sure that you are in stock on the items that you want to be, or that you aren't trailing behind on stock. And if you are trailing behind, just try and lower your sales volume for the next few weeks. You can do this in a few different ways, raising prices for a short while, and that won't have any major effects on your actual discounts that you may run for Prime Day as well. Secondarily to this, you should be setting up your Prime exclusives. So if you do not have your Prime exclusive discount set up already, again, I have been a firm believer in the idea that Prime exclusives are going to be the best thing for Prime Day, simply because Amazon gives so many benefits to Prime members during Prime days. So this is definitely one of the easiest ways to go about it, between a 15-20% discount, maybe even more, on the actual products. Past this as well, something that I am constantly preaching to people is check out your customer loyalty analytics before Prime Day. The reason for this is that it is going to give you the best idea of where you sat before and after Prime Day. Prime Day, because again, we are looking at such a huge amount of consumers coming onto the platform, you are going to get a lot of new customer audiences during Prime Day. This is going to skew your analytics overall on the actual account, and you want to make sure you can account for that when you are looking in the future, when you're setting up new deals post Prime Day, whether it's brand card abandoners or whether it's top tier customers. Someone, because of Prime Day, because of how much they spend, could be considered a top tier customer, but in reality, they don't typically spend that much, right? So it's one of those areas where I am consistently telling people that during Prime Days and post Prime Days, make sure you have a record of what your audiences was before and after, especially because Amazon's own metrics of reporting weekly, monthly doesn't necessarily account for that specific amount of time period. So definitely something to check out. And then finally, the biggest thing that you should be doing during Prime Days, you should absolutely be checking into your advertisements. So one of the biggest things that I am a firm believer in during Prime Days is raising all bids across the board about 300% on your top keywords. This because, again, we are going to see a 12x surge in consumerism on the platform. That type of surge when it comes to sales is going to be also met with very heavy competition from not only, people in your niche, but also outside your niche. There are people who come onto Amazon's platform and start selling specifically for Prime Day and other holidays such as Black Friday, but this is a big thing that people actually do. This is the only time they sell. They know that they can put a product up and likely sell through a large number of units. So it's going to be very high competition when it comes to advertising. It's one of the things that you want to make sure that you are at the top where you can be. So these are the primary things that you have to be prepared for Prime Day, and see if we're actually going to get a higher bump this year than we have in previous years. The highest so far has been a 40% increase year over year in sales from 2019 to 2020. Last year, we were at about a 7.4% increase. I'm expecting this year that we're probably going to be somewhere in the range of 8 to 9% increase in overall sales volume. So we could be looking closer to $13 or $14 billion in sales. I'm excited for Prime Day this year. You should be too. Excited for it.